Hello, my respected friends. Thanks for giving support and love. Today we talk about three most wanted and mind-blowing quarters. The 1965 United States $quarter Liberty is one of those coins that looks completely ordinary at first glance, yet hides a story so shocking that most people walk past it without ever realizing what they're holding. This coin was born in a year that changed American coin history forever. 1965 was a turning point when silver was officially removed from regular circulation coins, and because of that single decision, anything unusual from this year instantly becomes a magnet for collectors, investors, and serious coin hunters around the world. What makes the 1965 quarter incredibly fascinating is not what it was supposed to be, but what it accidentally became in rare cases. Officially, this quarter was meant to be made of copper and nickel, not silver. However, during the chaotic transition at the U.S. Mint, a small number of quarters were struck on leftover silver planchets. These accidental strikes were never meant to leave the mint, yet a few escaped into circulation, silently traveling through hands, pockets, and drawers for decades. Imagine the power of that thought for a moment. A coin you might find mixed with loose change, sitting in an old wallet, or forgotten in a family box, could actually be one of those rare transitional errors. To the untrained eye, it's just another quarter, but to experts, a genuine 1965 silver quarter is a historic mistake. And mint mistakes are where unbelievable value is born. The real magic happens when condition meets rarity. A normal 1965 quarter is worth face value, but a rare error version in excellent condition becomes a completely different beast. High-grade examples, especially those authenticated by professional grading services, can reach astonishing prices at elite auctions. These coins don't just sell, they ignite bidding wars because collectors know they can never be replaced. What pushes values into extreme territory is proof beyond doubt. When a 1965 quarter is confirmed to be struck on a silver planchet with proper weight, metallic composition, and mint characteristics, it instantly enters a different league. These are not everyday collectibles. They are museum-level pieces that represent a mistake that should not exist. And in the world of rare coins, what should not exist is often what people will pay the most for. Another factor that fuels excitement around this coin is psychology. The idea that fortune can hide in plain sight is irresistible. People love stories where everyday objects turn into life-changing discoveries. That emotional pull is why coins like this capture attention across YouTube, auctions, and private collector circles. It's not just about money. It's about beating the odds. But here's where intelligence matters. Anyone who believes every 1965 quarter is worth millions will be disappointed. The true value comes only from rare characteristics, errors, and verified authenticity. This is why experienced collectors always say, never clean the coin, never rush to sell it cheaply, and never trust random buyers without proof. One careless move can destroy a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If someone truly believes they have a special 1965 quarter, the smartest path is patience. Weight testing, metal analysis, and professional grading are the gatekeepers between ordinary change and extraordinary wealth. Many valuable coins were dismissed for years simply because their owners didn't take the time to verify what they had. The reason people call this coin powerful is not superstition, it's potential. Potential to rewrite someone's financial story, potential to become a legacy item, and potential to turn curiosity into reward. Coins like this don't make everyone rich, but for the rare few who truly have one, the impact can be massive. So if a 1965 Liberty quarter ever crosses your path, don't laugh it off and don't spend it without thought. History has proven again and again that the smallest objects can carry the biggest surprises. Sometimes, fortune doesn't arrive loudly. Sometimes it waits quietly in the palm of your hand, testing whether you recognize its worth. Coin number 2. I want you to stop scrolling for a moment, because what you're about to hear is the kind of story people ignore today and regret for the rest of their lives. I'm holding nothing fancy, nothing golden, nothing flashy. Just a small United States of America quarter dollar, dated in 1969. Most people would spend it without thinking twice. But history has a strange habit of hiding power inside ordinary things. And this coin is proof of that. The year 1969 was not normal for America. The nation was under pressure. The mint was producing coins at high speed. Machines were pushed to their limits. And mistakes were made. Not rumors. Not theories. Real documented mint errors. That's the moment when some 1969 quarters were born different. Same year, same design, but not the same destiny. When this quarter was released, nobody imagined it would one day be discussing whispers among elite collectors. Officially, it weighs around 5.67 grams, a copper-nickel-clad coin, solid and balanced in the hand. But some pieces came out heavier, lighter, misaligned, doubled, or struck on the wrong metal. These were never meant to leave the mint. Yet somehow they did. Let me ask you something honestly. If you found out that a simple mistake could make an object worth millions, would you still call it just a coin? Because that's exactly how rare coins work. Value doesn't come from age alone. It comes from uniqueness. And the 1969 quarter has produced some of the most shocking mint errors collectors have ever seen. People laugh when they hear millions of dollars. I get it. I really do. But the same people laughed at rare paintings, old watches, and vintage cars until auction rooms proved them wrong. I'm not joking. I'm not making stories. And I'm definitely not here to fool anyone. The rare coin market is brutal, emotional, and aggressive. When two collectors want the same verified error coin, price stops being logical. Imagine this dialogue in an auction hall. Is this the only known example? Yes. Then I'm not letting it go. That's how history changes hands. Now listen carefully, because this part matters. Yes, errors can happen. Some coins look strange because of damage after leaving circulation. Scratches, bends, heat damage. Ignore those. Jitty batten par die and nadu. Real value only appears when a coin is professionally authenticated and graded. But if your 1969 quarter passes that test, confusion turns into confidence, and confidence turns into money. People ask, can this really make me rich overnight? The answer is uncomfortable, but honest. Not every coin will. But the right coin absolutely can. Overnight fame. Overnight wealth. Coins like this have been sold through major coin auctions, through trusted dealers, even on platforms like eBay or Facebook, but only after proper verification. A certified coin speaks louder than any promise. So tell me, why are you confused? Why are you still unsure? If you already have this coin, what are you waiting for? You lose nothing by checking, but you risk everything by ignoring it. Some people work their entire lives chasing opportunity. Others unknowingly throw it away in change. Let me say this clearly, slowly, so nobody twists my words. Not every 1969 quarter is worth millions, but some are. And those few are powerful enough to change bloodlines, not just bank accounts. That's why collectors don't advertise them. They hunt them. Tonight, when this video ends, don't argue with me. Don't debate in the comments. Just do one simple thing. Look at your coins. Feel the weight. Study the strike. Because destiny doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it comes quietly, stamped with a date, waiting for someone smart enough to notice. Coin number 3, that people underestimate small things, and that is exactly why history hides its biggest secrets inside the smallest objects. The 1967 United States of America Liberty Quarter entered circulation quietly, without drama, without announcements, without anyone realizing that some pieces from this very year would later shake the confidence of collectors. Back then it was just a coin. Today, for the right person, it can be a turning point. You need to understand the environment of 1967. America was not calm. Silver was vanishing from coins. People were pulling change out of circulation, and the government was afraid. In that fear, they made decisions that changed numismatic history forever. Mint marks were removed. Identity was erased. Every quarter looked the same. And when identity disappears, mistakes grow stronger. This was a perfect storm. Millions of quarters struck fast, under pressure, without the normal checks collectors rely on today. Machines were pushed. Human errors were ignored. Metal blanks from different sources mixed. And out of that chaos, rare versions were born, not meant to exist, but impossible to destroy once released. The official weight of a 1967 Liberty quarter is 5.67 grams. But collectors know weight is not just a number, it's a signal. Some coins came out heavier, some lighter, some with abnormal density. A difference so small that an average person would never notice, but sharp enough to make a collector's heart race. That's how value starts whispering. Many people think rarity must look dramatic. They expect cracks, holes, or obvious damage. That's a mistake. True rarity is often subtle. A doubled edge, a strange texture, a strike that looks too sharp, too clean, too powerful for its time. These are the signs that separate pocket change from potential fortune. Let me say this slowly. I am not joking, and I am not exaggerating emotions for views. Certain rare 1967 quarters have entered serious collector discussions, and when two collectors want the same piece, price stops following logic. Auctions are not about metal. Auctions are about ego, fear, and pride. That's where numbers explode. Imagine this moment. You're holding a coin that looks normal to everyone else. You feel unsure. You doubt yourself. People tell you it's nothing. That doubt is the gatekeeper between poverty and possibility. Most people walk away at that gate. Only a few step through. Some of the most expensive coins in history were ignored for decades. They were laughed at, spent, lost, until one person refused to believe the crowd. The 1967 Liberty quarter belongs to that same category. Not guaranteed wealth, but dangerous potential. If your coin carries a rare error, it doesn't need permission to be valuable. Collectors don't ask governments for approval. They ask questions like, how rare is it? How many survived? How clean is it? And how badly does someone else want it? When those answers align, prices climb fast. People say, overnight millionaire, like it's a joke. But wealth doesn't always come from salary or business. Sometimes it comes from patience meeting opportunity. Coins don't create money. They transfer from the impatient to the informed. You can sell such coins through major coin auctions, where professionals hunt for anomalies. You can list them on eBay, where global buyers compete. You can even enter private Facebook collector groups, where serious money moves quietly. The market exists. The question is whether the owner understands what they're holding. Yes, fake stories exist. Yes, misinformation spreads fast. But ignoring everything because of fear is worse than believing nothing. Truth sits in the middle. Errors are real. Rare strikes are real. And collectors paying insane money is very real. Why stay confused if the coin is already with you? Why let uncertainty paralyze you? Confusion benefits only one person, the buyer who knows more than you. Knowledge protects value. Silence destroys it. The most painful stories in coin collecting are not about lost coins. They are about coins sold too early, about people who later discovered what they once owned. That regret is heavier than any coin. I'm not saying this quarter will magically make everyone rich. I'm saying some versions carry power far beyond face value. Power created by history, mistakes, survival, and desire. That combination has created million-dollar coins before, and it will do it again. So if you have a 1967 Liberty quarter, don't rush. Don't panic. Don't let noise distract you. Look at it carefully. Listen to what it might be trying to tell you. Because sometimes fortune doesn't arrive loudly. It waits patiently, hoping you're smart enough to notice.